Hey Chiaki, what do you think?
Wait, the protagonist is asking someone else what they think? What is
Ha!
happening?
Bet you didn't expect that. Come on, Chiaki. This is your chance to shine.
Danganronpa.
Hello everyone and welcome back to 4 Pixel. Coco is here with... Is that a Kime?
It's me.
It's Kime!
It's me.
Kime!
I'm back.
Been like 30 episodes!
Oh, damn!
I don't know how many it's been, but it's been a while.
It's been a lot, yeah. No, we're already over the 100 episode mark, no? Are we?
Yeah, I think this is like 119 episode.
Holy
Episode
shit!
119.
Damn! And this is like the fifth trial.
Yep.
Damn. Okay, so just to get myself on a bit of context, who died here?
Nakito.
Oh yeah. Oh damn.
And as I'm sure you know, Knetsu was completely and utterly torn up about it.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. You were suffering too. It's okay, Goku. It's gonna be okay.
Oh no! I am so sad.
I'm actually sad that I missed your reaction.
To be honest, it wasn't that big of a reaction. I was just like, huh, that's pretty graphic for a Danganronpa game.
It was, right? Yeah, no, I remember I was shocked too the first time. I was like, okay. Anyway. I'll jump into protagonist mode, yay! The killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it. Does that mean they were hiding inside? Ooh, we were all outside the warehouse, you know?
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Huh? You don't mean... But if that's true... This... murder... Hajime? What do you mean? The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that. What if it was Nagito?
Why do you bring him up? He's the victim, you know? He wasn't just the victim. Maybe. Huh?
No, not just a victim. What does that mean?
He was the victim, and he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe. Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid.
Ah, yes.
His body was covered in torture wounds, or do you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
でも小前田君だったらやりかねないよね
But Nagi... Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
そうだね
Yeah, you're right.
分かったならいいけどよ
Yeah, as long as you understand.
小前田君が自分を縛った方法については話し合う必要がありそうだね
It seems like we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
話し合う必要だ
Need to discuss?
そんな必要あるかどう考えたって不可能じゃねえかよ
That's not necessary at all! No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible!
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it. But I feel like I'm overlooking something.
You and me both, buddy. Or torture wounds, burned rope, survival knife, duct tape, monokuma plush, monokuma panels, oil lighters. Probably gonna have to do a burned rope or survival knife. I almost turned burned knife survival rope. To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
両足だけならともかく
Tying just the legs is one thing,
さ
but
すがに両手は無理ですよ
tying
ね
both arms would be impossible. But not all of them were tied, so I'm pretty sure it's a burned rope. You couldn't do much with a free arm. It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
歯を使えばいけんじゃねえか
How about if you used your teeth? Only you could do that, Akane. Or if you used your front tail. Front tail? Dirty joke, is that a dirty joke?
If our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct, Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right?
It was probably that first one.
It's okay to tie yourself up?
No.
What?
両足だけならともかくさすがに両手
最後にの少なくとも自分一人じゃ無理だ
歯を使えばそれか男の尻尾を使うんだ
下ネタかよ下ネタなのかよ自分の両手両足をしそれは違うぞ
Break.
ちょっと待ってくれその前提自体が
Hold on a
間違ってるん
sec.
じゃないか
Isn't that premise flawed?
何がだよだってあいつは間違いなく両手両足を
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were.
いや両手両足じゃなかったはずだ
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
右手のロープはすっかり燃えていたあれだと縛られてたとは言えないはずだ
The rope on his right arm was completely burned up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
あれは火事のせいで焼けただけだろうその前までは縛られてたはずだ
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
火事のせいで焼けた確かにそう見えなくもないけど
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that,
あれはそう見えるように仕向けられた罠なんだ
but that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it. The proof that the burned rope on Nagito's right arm is a trap.
そうかあいつの右腕の袖の部分に注目してほしいんだ
Take a close look at his right sleeve.
ロープがあれだけ燃えているにもかかわらず あいつの袖は全く燃えてなかったよな。
Even though the rope was burned up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all, wouldn't you agree?
こんな燃え方どう考えたって不自然だろ。
A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
あのロープはあらかじめ焼き切られてたんだ。
That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned by the fire,
じゃあ
or in the
小前
fire.
田君の右腕は縛られてなかったんだね。自由に動かせたんだね。
And then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
ああ、そのはずだ。
Yeah, that should be the case.
ひなた、すげえじゃねえかよ。俺の胸ぐらいなら触らせてやってもいいぞ。
Hajime, that was awesome! I'll let you cup a feel if you want.
大井さん、そんな風に自分を安売りしてはいけません。お金を払わないと。
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
いや、やっぱおかしいぞ。
That's definitely wrong.
わかったよ。触らせる前に諭吉をもらえばいいんだろ。
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
そうじゃねえ。お前だの自作自演の話だ。
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
Poor for you, Hiko.
右手のナイフがなかったとしても、その右手にはナイフが突き刺さってたんだぞ。
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
右手で右手にナイフを刺すのは無理。ああ、そりゃそうだな。
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. That much is obvious.
騙したな、ひなた。すぐに諭吉を返しやがれ。
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants money back. What the heck?
待てよ。方法ならあるはずだぞ。
Hold on, there should be a way.
だったら聞かせてみろや。
Then hurry up and spill it!
しょうもないことだったら、諭吉を万倍で返してもらうからな。
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
A way to stab yourself in your right hand, using only your right hand.
Time to look at the truth bullets. Seventh rank. Military base, it's safe to assume. That. That.
You can do it, Coco.
Oh.
Let's do...
Was it?
wait,
I guess it's one of these two, but I don't know how. Well, let's see what they're saying.
Yeah, no, it's one of those two. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I just can't remember which order. They're related, if I remember correctly. It's okay. There's definitely an answer for this.
Because, like, the plushie talks about a stab wound, torture wounds, burn, survival, Monokuma plushie. Oh, I guess it's the plushie then.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, yeah, I remember how he beat it. I think.
お前らの右手
Using
が
of
相手だ
Nagito's
と
right
しても
hand was free.
右手で右手
How
に
could
ナ
he
イフを
stab
刺せんのか
his right hand with his
ナ
right
イフを
hand?
上に投げて
He threw the knife into the
落ちてきたナイ
air.
フが
The knife, let the knife fall.
右手に刺さったとは考えられ
Stab
ません
his
か？
hand that way.
ナイフ投げの達人かよ。
Throwing knife expert.
何かにナイフを固定しておいて、
That's good.
それに賛成だ。
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Still not sure how that works, but we'll see.
等身大のモノクマぬいぐるみだ。
Oh, they're life size. I forgot. Okay.
The life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
そっか。だからぬいぐるみのお腹にあんな穴が開いてたんだね。
Makes sense. That's why there was a huge hole in the plushie's stomach.
あの穴にナイフの柄を差し込んで固定する。
Good God, though, the wherewithal to be able to do that. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand into it.
それならぬいぐるみを手元に置けばいいだけだし、あのぬいぐるみの謎の出血にも理由がつけられるよ。
If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him, and it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
右手をナイフに振り下ろして刺した時の狛枝の血だったんだな。
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand. Ouch.
なるほどそういうからくりもあるか
I see. So that's the trick.
一瞬マジでモノクマが死んだと思ったけどな。
If only. But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
血を出すぬいぐるみとか怖いよ。髪が伸びる人形レベルのオカルトっぷりだよ。
I don't remember how. Was I the one who was doing this when it was just? I don't think it's been just us two, has it?
No, it has never been just us two.
All right, you take Monokuma then.
Oh crap. I feel like only Kunetsu can get his voice right now.
Yeah.
A bleeding plush is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
そうやってナイフを右手に刺した後で用済みのぬいぐるみを火元の方に払いのけたんだね。
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off towards the fire's origin point.
うまい具合に火事で燃えてくれりゃ証拠隠滅にもなるって考えたんだろうな
He probably thought the fire will incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
クズルーさん、それならどうですか？
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
右手の傷は分かったけどよまだ一番でけえ問題が残ってるぞ
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
狛枝の腹に刺さった槍だ要はあいつは自分に槍を刺して自殺したってことだろ
The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right?
順番的に考えれば致命傷になった槍が一番最後に狛枝に刺さったはずだ
If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito.
だったらどうやったんだ
Oh, okay. I see. If that's true, how is that possible? That's where the mark on the girder came
すでに
from.
ナイフの刺さった傷で槍はつかめねえし縛られてる左手で槍を扱うのも無理だろ
He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it, and his left hand was all tied up.
じゃあ、槍を先に刺したんだろう。
そのまま我慢しながら右手にナイフを刺して。
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed a knife into his right hand.
我慢にも限度がありますよ。
There is a limit to his constitution.
あんなに太くて大きいものが刺さったらすぐに行ってしまいます。
If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you will die instantly.
Shut up,
Of
Soda.
course. Punch
すみ
him.
ません、よく聞こえなかったのですが。
I'm sorry. I didn't catch all that.
ですからあんなに太くて大きいものが刺さったら
Sonia, no, don't fall for it.
Sonia.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you will die instantly.
あ、もう一回だけ、ちょっと録音をするので。
Say it one more time. I need to record it for reasons.
It's already recorded.
あー、いい加減にしとけ。
Hey bastard, you better cut it out!
確かに
Thank you, Fuyuhiko.
あの状態で自分に槍を刺すなんてかなり難しいね。
Like she said, that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear.
ナイフが刺さった右手で槍を扱うのも難しいし、縛られた左手でも難しいとなると、
It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand, while your left hand is tied up.
無理ってことか。
So you're saying it's impossible?
だけど私にはどうしても駒枝くんの死が他殺だとは思えないんだよね。
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nakito's death was caused by someone else.
それは私も同感です。
I also agree with that.
あんな風に残酷に殺す人がこの中にいるなんて私には信じられません。
To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty. I could never believe that.
信じられないっていうか、信じたくないだけでしょ。
You say you can't believe it. You just don't want to believe it, right?
そうやって今まで何度も裏切られてきたよね。だったら今回も。
But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time too.
あなたは黙ってるでちゅ。皆さんの邪魔をするのはルール違反ですよ。
You just shut your mouth! It's against the rules to interfere with everyone!
それ以上やるようなら、私にも考えがありますからね。
If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
モナミがグレちゃった。
Monomi sassed me.
だけど、モノクマの言う通りだよな。
Incredible. The
今
rebellion.
まで何度も裏切られてきたわけだし。
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far, so
今回だってそうかもしんねえよな。自殺で一件落着なんて虫が良すぎるっつうか。
this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
でも、ソーダさんは私たちの中に犯人がいるとおっしゃるのですか？
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
もちろん、俺とソニアさんは除いてですよ。
Of course, that doesn't include me, Sonia and me. Why would it include you?
ソーダくんの言う通り、確かに私たちはずっと騙されっぱなしだったよね。
As Katsuichi said, true, you've been constantly betrayed.
でもね、私はまた騙されたとしても、やっぱりみんなを信じたいんだよね。
But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone.
何度騙されたとしても、それでも私はみんなのことを信じたいんだよね。
No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
俺だって犯人なんていねえって思いてえけどよ。やっぱ自殺はありえねえだろ。
I also want to believe there's no killer. But suicide is unimaginable.
本当にそうかな。
Do you really think so?
けどよ、おめえも言ったじゃねえかよ。あの状況で自分で槍を刺すのは無理だって。
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
難しいとは言ったけど、無理だなんて言ってないよ。
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Huh?
あの槍を自分に刺す方法なら、なんかありそうな気がする。
I feel there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
どんな方法だよ。
What kind of way?
それはわからない。
I don't know.
I love her.
You don't know. Well, I prefer Benjamin for you.
力を合わせて考えてみようよ。
It's impossible to figure out by myself, so let's think about it together.
今までだってそうやって乗り越えてきたんだし。
That's how we made it this far up until now.
みんなで力を合わせて。
Everyone working together. She's right. We made it through several ordeals up till now by doing that. Then, even now. Alright, let's do this! Let's do this!
Okay. Torture wounds, burned rope, survival knife, blood on left hand, duct tape, Monokuma plushie, oil lighter. Survival knife, blood on left hand. Pretty sure we've already used all the other ones.
Yeah, I think it's the blood one.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear?
みんなで協力して考えてみよう。
Work together and think this through.
槍が狛江だ。
The spear stabbed Nagito. See, it says again. Blood was splattered on the palm of Nagito's left hand. For some reason, the splatter cuts off in the middle of his palm. Also, the back of his left hand has an unnatural blood stain that's only above the middle joint of his fingers. And I remember, like, the chain or something of the spear had a spot where it didn't have blood. Yeah, for some reason, only the section where the cording weight touched is bloody. Like, there's that spot on the right that isn't bloody.
Oh yeah. You got this, Coco.
Nagito.
右手はナイフで塞がっていた
Right
んですよ
hand
ね
was covered by the knife, right?
動かせたのは左手だけ
He
か。
was only able to move his left
けどその左手も縛られ
His
てた
left
ぞ。
hand was also tied up.
だったら左手もちょ
Not
うだい
without
か。
his left hand.
それは違うぞ。待ってくれ。まだ左手の可能性を除外するのは早いぞ。
Hold on, it's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
どうしてだよ。だって左手は
Oh,
縛られてる。
why? Ah, fuck. Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
ただ、あの左手にはちょっと気になるところがあった
But
んだ。
there was something off about his left hand.
手のひらの血痕なんだけど、なんだか妙な血痕だと思わなかったか？
The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looks somewhat strange?
血痕が付着してるのは手のひらの下の部分だけで、そこから先が不自然に途切れてたよな。
He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
血が飛び散った時そこまでしか届かなかっただけだろ
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
手のひらの血痕の説明はそれで済むかもしれないけど、不自然な血痕はそれだけじゃないんだよ。
That settles the description of that blood stain. But it's not the only unnatural blood stain.
ほら、手の裏の 指の第二関節あたりにも血がついてるんだよね。
Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
確かに不自然な血痕だけどさ、それが何だってんだ？
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
ちょっと想像力を働かせて考えてみる必要があるかもね。
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit.
手のひらと手の甲にあんな風に血がつくってことは、血が飛んだ時の左手はどんな状態だったのかな。
If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as blood splattered? Holding.
What was Nagiro's left hand doing when the blood splattered?
そうか。血が飛び散った時、あいつの左手は
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand.
だから手のひらと手の甲にあんな不自然な形の血痕が残ったんだろう。
That's why there's such a strange looking bloodstain on his palm on the back of his hand.
まさか自分の尻尾。
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Good, Tamerakane.
槍を握ってたに決まってるじゃないですか。
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear.
そういえば、狛枝くんの左腕って他に比べて傷が浅かったよね。
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild.
槍を握る握力を残しておくために、わざと傷を浅くしておいたのかもしれないよね。
He probably made his wounds mild on purpose so that he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
けど縛られた左手で槍を握ったところで自分に刺すのは無理だぞ。
But even if he held the spear with his tied up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right. That's a problem.
なあ、ナナミはどう思う？
Hey Chiaki, what do you think?
Wait, the protagonist is asking someone else what they think? What is
Ha!
happening?
Bet you didn't expect that. Come on, Chiaki. This is your chance to shine.
まさか眠くなったりしてないよな。
Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
こういう時はいい角度から叩けばいいんだよ。古いテレビと同じだ。
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle, just like fixing an old TV.
What?
ひらめいたかもしれない。
You ever have like one of those? It's like
Yeah, when you hit them.
yeah.
And you're like, you're really not supposed to do that.
Oh. But with that, we will end this episode right here. Thank you guys for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye bye.
Now it's less of a toy, more of a trophy. Chief Prosecutor Sky? Yes, we were first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case.
That's right, I remember.
2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet.
Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. Ugh, it appears I was mistaken.
Mistaken? Why?
Angst.
I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you.
Seething. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, huh?
And like Mustangs don't even have that big of a trunk either. They're like pretty
Yeah,
tiny.
There's enough in that trunk for maybe a quarter of a man. She had to fold that bitch. Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. How gauche.